Hi folks, so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to be following on from the previous one whereby we completed the desk lamp, and what we're going to do now is export the various components of the lamp to make individual part files and then create an assembly and an exploded view file. Okay, these are various components that you would have to do in a Leave Insert DCG project. So after we modeled all the desk lamp in one part file, you can see up here on the left hand side of our screen we have a solid bodies folder, and mine currently says 6 because I've got it as 6 parts. Now I have renamed my parts. You can rename them like you rename features down here. You can rename the individual bodies as well. So you can see here, if I click on it, base grip, that's the rubber bit at the bottom. If I click on this one, the switch, there's the switch. Lamp base, then I have the light bulb. You can see it highlights blue when I select it, the lamp shade, and then the gooseneck. Okay, now there's my 6 parts. I could maybe retitle this one gooseneck and plug if I wanted. Absolutely fine. Any changes that you make straight away, go file and save. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to export out those parts into, those components into individual part files. So this one I'm going to do. In my solid bodies folder, I'm going to start with the base grip. All you're going to do is you right click on base grip and straight away you go down here now into insert new part. And the first thing I want to do is select this box here called propagate visual properties. Now that's very important because any appearances that I've added to this base bit, the grip, it will copy over onto the individual part file. Okay, if I don't select that, it will just come in with the standard SolidWorks settings. So my base grip is like a rubber matte black, so I want those to come over. So click on this, then you click on the green 3 dots here. Now straight away, you can see here we've already got the main project in here, which is basically the whole overall project. Now what we're going to do is just make a part file with just this bit here. So you can see it's part file, save as type, but the file name I'm going to rename that same as base grip. And OCD, capital B, and there we go, click save. Straight away then, after I do that, you have to click the green arrow here to accept. And what you'll see is I have now got a part file. This is an individual file. No steps are here. You can see it's saying it's a stock part. The reason it's saying it's stock is because it's been referenced from the original model, okay, where we modeled everything together. But it's referenced off that. So that's my stock part there. So now, having done that, I'll close it down here by clicking on not the top X, but this X here. Okay, that's the base grip. All we do then is we repeat the process for these guys here, okay? I find this the easiest way. You can do another method, okay, but I just find having control over this way is the easiest thing to do. So for the switch, right click, insert into new part, propagate visual properties, 3 dots, straight away, switch, name, click save, green arrow here, absolutely fine. Switch is made, there's my switch, done. Part number 2, likewise with part number 3. Right click, insert into new part, propagate visual properties, the 3 dots, in this case it's the lamp base, so I'll rename it lamp base, click save, click the green arrow, there's the 3rd one done. Okay, and next one is the light bulb, right click, insert into new part, propagate visual properties, 3 dots, light bulb. So you can see, it's just a case of repeating the sequence, click save, click the green arrow, there is the light bulb done. Okay, once again, stock part. And we keep going, lamp shade, insert into new part, propagate, 3 dots, lamp shade. Click save, green arrow. You should see here we should have a lamp shade, the colours come in with it, and all the parts. Okay, and finally, gooseneck and plug, insert into new part, propagate visual properties, 3 dots, and I will call it gooseneck and plug. Okay, click save, click the green arrow, and there is our gooseneck and plug. Okay, so there's all our parts. Now just to show you that, I'm going to close this guy down now as well. Okay, he's been previously saved. It might ask me to save. I'll just click don't save here, it's done. Now if I go down to my folder here, where I have those parts saved, if I click on my desktop and go into my lamp project, you'll see here now, outside of the JPEG files, which is this one, and this one, you'll see here, we've also got, there's the main body file, but I've got base grip, I've got the gooseneck and plug, the lamp base, the lamp shade, I've got the switch and the light bulb. Okay, so there's all my parts, individual parts that make up this lamp. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use these parts, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, to create an assembly file, okay? And we're going to make this lamp again, but by assembling the individual components. That is something you would have to do in a Leave Insert DCG project. So to do that, in your SolidWorks home screen, you're going to click on File, you're going to click on New, and you're going to click on Assembly, and then click OK. So it's an assembly file different from a part file. Now in SolidWorks 2022, usually it will prompt you, if you're previously working on something, it will prompt you by opening up the folder. But if that doesn't happen in whatever version of SolidWorks you're using, so I'll just click cancel there, click on the X. All you do is you've got these tabs up here, and the one you're going to click on is Assembly, Insert Component, and usually you would click on Browse and then navigate your folder. In this case, Desktop, Lamp. Okay, so starting off, I don't need this one, but I need all the others. I'm going to click Lamp Base, Open. Start with this and click anywhere on the screen and it'll come in. Now, I want to put in, straight away, I want to put in the base grip on that. So I go Assembly, Insert Component, Base Grip, Open. So I'm going to put that in next. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to mate that. So to mate that with it, I'm going to mate it using planes. So if I go to the Assembly tab, click on Mate, what I want to mate with is this. I'm going to click on the, see here where it says Assemb2, in this case, I'm going to click on it. Yours might say Assembly 1, Assembly 2, depending on what you've started or worked on today. But all I'm going to do is, you'll see I've got the lamp base part and I've got the base grip part. See the arrows beside those? If you select those arrows, you can see here that when I select in the lamp base, it comes with the front, the top and the right, and likewise with the base grip, front, top and right. And the easiest way to mate these is just by mating the planes. So mate the front plane of the lamp base with the front plane of the base grip. And then click the green arrow to accept. Mate the top plane with the top plane, green arrow, the right plane with the right plane, green arrow. That is the first one done. Then all you're going to do is click on the green arrow. We're done with our mating there. And now we're going to insert the next component. So Assembly, Insert Component. Next bit I'm going to do is the switch. Click Open, put the switch out here. I'm just going to put it somewhere random. And then straight away Assembly, Mate. So Assembly and then Mate. And then I'm going to do the lamp base again, but this time not with the base grip, but with the switch. So click on the arrow beside the switch. Front plane, green arrow to accept. Top plane, top plane. And finally, right plane, right plane. Okay, that one's done. Green arrow done when you're finished. And I'll close down the switch. I'll always use the lamp base as my reference. I just find it easier to do it that way. I know I'm organized then. Next, I'm going to put in the neck. So Assembly, Insert Component, and I'm going to put in the gooseneck and the plug. Pop it in, and straight away, Assembly and Mate. I'm going to go with the front plane, go to the gooseneck, the front plane, green arrow, top plane with top plane, and finally right plane with right plane. And there it is, it's gone in. Perfect. Click on the green arrow when I'm done. Now we're moving on to the lamp shade. We're nearly there. So if I go Assembly, Insert Component, lamp shade is next. Now pop it anywhere. And all I'm going to do is go Assembly, Mate. I'm going to do the front plane. Go into the lampshade part, front plane, green arrow to accept, top plane, and finally right plane and right plane. And there we go. Green arrow to accept. Okay, there's the lampshade done, locked into place. And the last thing we're missing is the bulb. So I'm going to go Assembly, Insert Component, pop in the light bulb. And all we're going to do is we're going to go Mate, and once again, this time I'll open up the light bulb folder. I'm going to do the front plane of the lamp base with the front plane of the light bulb, top plane, and finally right plane with the right plane. And it's gone into place. Perfect. Happy with that. Green arrow to accept. Close down these guys here. Okay, and there is our assembly file. Okay, I understand it's the exact same, but what you're showing here is that you've shown that you can correctly, I suppose, create an assembly file out of multiple part files. Okay, and you get marks for that in the Leave Insert. You have to have an assembly file in your DCG project. So all you would do then is you would go File, Save As. It's going to go into the folder called the lamp, and you'll notice here the part files are missing, but that's okay. Don't assume that they're not there. They are there, but basically the reason we don't see them is because they would have been previously saved as what's known as a part file. Now you can see it's in SolidWorks assembly file. So what I would now title it is assembly of desk lamp. Okay, so there it is, assembly of our desk lamp, and click save. So if I close that down now, and I go out to my folder screen here, desktop, the lamp, you'll see I've got another file in here. There's the assembly of the desk lamp, that's the assembly file, whereas this one here is the actual part file of the overall thing. That's where I did all my steps. This one here is where I just joined all of these guys together. All these guys here all came together, all the ones highlighted blue came together to make the assembly file. Now that we have an assembly file, we can do this thing called an exploded view file. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. In SolidWorks, I'm going to go File, Open. I'm going to open up the assembly and I'm going to create an exploded view. Now, an exploded view is a very handy tool to show all the, I suppose, inner workings of a project. So what I'm going to do in the exploded view, I'll just click on isometric first. Okay, what I'm going to do for the exploded view is I'm going to pull all the components apart. The only one I'm going to leave on the ground, I'm going to leave the base grip, and then I'm going to pull this one up and this one, okay, and you'll see what happens. So to do that, I'm going to go to the Assembly tab, and I'm going to navigate over here to where it says Exploded View. Okay, now by doing Exploded View, you'll see here, this one here is saying Add Steps, and the exploded steps will come in here. So I'm going to have to select the individual parts, and the only one I will not select is the base grip. So you'll see here, I'll select the base, it'll go blue. I will also select the switch, it'll go blue with it. I will select the neck, I will select the lampshade, and I also want to select the bulb, if I can select it there. I'll have to look in, there we go. Now, I find the easiest way to view this, after selecting them all, I'm going to go into the right view, and all I want to do is I want to pull them up. So you can see you've got the arrows here, so by pressing the space bar, you can see here, you can twist it around, but by pressing the space bar, you get this little orientation box, and I'm going to click on the right side. Now all I want to do is pull it directly up. So watch this, grab the y-axis, click and hold, and just pull. And it's like I'm pulling it out of it. Now I only want to pull it up about that much. I'll have a look at it from the 3D view. Yep, I think that's appropriate. I can still grab it from here, pull it a little bit further. Now, having done that first little stage there, there's kind of daylight between those. I'm now done with that first step. So instead of clicking on the green arrow, you're going to click Done. Okay, now you can see here what we moved in step number 1. Here was step number 1, I moved all these parts and I left the base grip alone. Now the next one I'm going to select is, I'm going to select all the parts except the base. So I'm going to select the switch, I'm going to select the neck and the plug, and I'm going to select the shade and zoom in and get the bulb. Now same concept, do it in 3D as well, and zoom out a little bit more, grab the y-axis, I'm just going to pull it up. There we go. I'm happy with that now. Just about there, I think that's appropriate. And once again, don't click the green arrow, click Done. Now I've got the switch isolated from it, I've got the lamp neck. The last two parts I'm going to isolate now are the bulb and the shade. So next step now, I'm going to click on the shade, I'm going to click into the bulb, and this time I'm going to go in two directions. I'm going to go up a little bit, just a little bit up, and click Done. Actually, I'll have to accept that there. Now I'm going to select the shade again and select the bulb again. And this time, instead of going up, I'm going to go out a little bit. Just about there. That's kind of what it looks like in 3D. And I'm going to click Done. And the last little bit then, I just want to pull the bulb out of it. So I have to click on the bulb. And what I'm going to do here is pull it on the Z-axis. I'm going to pull it out. That's about right. Click Done. Click on the bulb again. Grab the y-axis and pull it down. Imagine it was to go in there. Click Done. Now you have to be happy. I'm going to click on this now. Click on isometric. That looks like it's a little bit far away. So I'll click on this guy. I'll pull it back in there a little bit. I'll click Done. So every little stage, you can see you can find it down here. I'll click on it again and I'll pull it up a little bit. So about there. And I think that's about appropriate. And that's kind of how it's going to look in the isometric view. Now, if I wanted to pull this up a little bit more, I could click on it and pull it up. That's just another step that has gone in here. You can see all the individual steps gone in up here. Now, when I'm happy with my positioning for my exploded view, all I'm going to do is now click on the green arrow. That's the exploded view, okay, but I'm now going to save over it, because we have an assembly file where it's all joined together, I'm going to save over it, but I'm going to rename it as an exploded view. So I'll go File, I'm going to go Save As, not Save, Save As, and instead of saying Assembly of Desk Lamp, I'm going to rename this as Exploded View of Desk Lamp, and click Save. And there we go, close it down. Now in SOLIDWORKS, what you'll see is if I go into File and Open, you'll see we've got an assembly file. We have all the part files, Desk Lamp Project, which is the main part, and we've also got the exploded view. So these are two assembly files, but one where it has been saved as a fully assembled project, and one where it has kind of shown where all the parts were kind of exploded out of it. So if I double click into that, it should reopen where it's all like this again. Okay, very handy tool when we get onto the drawing sheet in the next video. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That there is how you export all the multi-body parts, the individual part files from the overall Desk Lamp project file, and then how we use those to create an assembly, and then in the assembly how we created an exploded view. Okay, so I hope you found it helpful, guys. That's the video done. All right.